Level 1, Civilian. You are 18 years old. Your name is nothing more than a lifeless string of characters on your citizen ID card. You live in a dull suburban town where time seems to stand still. 7 a.m. The air is thick with the smell of cheap coffee mixed with dust from cracked asphalt roads. You have an old bicycle with a rattling chain, a part-time delivery job that pays minimum wage, and vague, shapeless dreams of a different future. You have absolutely no discipline. Everything in your life right now is driven by fleeting emotions and the aimless spontaneity of youth. Here, comfort matters more than purpose. No one says it out loud, but everyone understands it. You are not judged by perseverance or iron will. You are judged by stylish appearances, meaningless gossip over drinking tables, and your ability to dissolve into the lazy crowd. Complacency is the unofficial religion that everyone around you quietly worships. One day, a military enlistment form lies silently on the old wooden table in the living room. There is no explanation about the brutal price of blood and tears you are about to pay. Your parents sit there, silently watching you with worried eyes, but not stopping you. You have exactly 30 seconds to make the decision that will define your entire life. Pick up the pen and sign the risky Option 40 infantry contract, or return to the repetitive delivery job under the scorching 40 degrees Celsius sun. You suddenly realize a bitter truth about your own mediocrity. The freedom you once clung to is actually just an invisible cage of weakness. From that day on, you no longer sleep until noon. You begin looking at your pale, soft hands and see nothing but shameful uselessness. You crave smashing your old self apart and rebuilding from the ashes. 60 days later, the last strands of your hair fall onto the cold tile floor of a barbershop on a military base. You stand straight in formation, your head shaved clean, wearing rough camouflage soaked with the smell of new fabric and discipline. Your old name is dead, replaced by an anonymous military ID number beginning its journey. Level 2, Private to Specialist. You are now 20 years old. Rank, Specialist, E4. You are in the barracks at Fort Benning. 4 a.m. A siren rips through your ears, ending the mere 4 hours of sleep you managed to get. The air is heavy with the smell of gun oil and training field dust. You have a cold M4 rifle, a 25-kilogram rucksack, and water-soaked boots that make every step feel like you're dragging lead. You have absolutely no freedom. Everything runs on the hoarse screams of drill sergeants and the ruthless ticking of a stopwatch. Here, obedience matters more than creativity. No one says it out loud, but everyone knows it. You are not judged by intelligence. You are judged by your ability to assemble and disassemble your weapons in total darkness and run 5 miles every morning under any weather condition. During a final field exercise, the commander orders your unit to seize a steep hill under pouring rain. Your closest teammate collapses. You have 10 seconds to decide: stay and help him and face collective punishment, or ruthlessly push forward to prove you have the qualities of a future ranger. You realize this system only keeps those who can push emotions aside to reach the objective. You begin learning to turn physical pain into survival fuel. You stop looking at your teammates' faces. You only look at the hilltop. 2 years later, the insignia on your shoulder changes. Hardship has forged you into a real soldier, tough and quiet. A ticket to Delta selection is placed on your desk. Level 3, the applicant. You are 24 years old. Rank, Sergeant, E5. You are now at Fort Bragg. Old red brick buildings sink into the mist of North Carolina. You have a respectable combat record, the eyes of someone who has smelled gunpowder, and an application to join the unit trembling in your hands. You have no guarantee of a future. Everything runs on bizarre psychological tests and endless night marches. Here, grit matters more than muscle. No one says it out loud, but in the thick tension of the air, everyone understands. You are not judged by push-ups or medals on your chest. You are judged by how you read a map and stay mentally sharp after 48 hours without sleep while being hunted. 2:13 a.m. The final selection test. You crawl through freezing mud, your calves cramping so hard the pain shoots through your skull. An applicant beside you drops his rifle, vomits, and begins sobbing in despair. The instructor stands silently watching through night vision, offering no advice. You have 5 seconds to decide. Stop and pull him up, knowing you'll be late and eliminated, or step over him to reach the finish line of survival. You realize compassion is the one burden you are not allowed to carry in your rucksack. You stop looking at the people around you, stop searching for shared suffering. You look only at the faint white line ahead, the thin border between winner and failure separated by a single breath. 3 months later, a brown envelope without stamps lies on your bunk. A bright red seal is stamped across the letter, accepted. The life of a soldier ends. In its place, a ghost wearing Delta fatigues begins to form. Level 4, the operator. You are 28 years old, Staff Sergeant E6. You are in an unnamed safe house deep inside hostile territory. A dim yellow bulb trembles with the rhythm of distant artillery from the border. You wear worn civilian clothes, carry a fake passport under an unfamiliar name, and hold a pistol whose serial numbers have been erased. You no longer have a legal identity in military records. Everything runs on radio codes, sharp glances, and silent nods in the dark. Here, results matter more than process. No one cares how you got here, only that the target is eliminated. You are not judged by strict adherence to field regulations. You are judged by your ability to erase an entity without leaving a ripple on the world's political map. Inside a cramped hotel room, you look through a door crack and see the target holding a sleeping child. The order reads, terminate, no exceptions. You have 5 seconds to decide. Fire through the target and risk collateral damage to complete the mission, or refuse the order and search for another uncertain solution. You realize morality is a luxury for those who never hold a gun. From that day forward, you no longer see people through your scope, only variables that must be removed. 6 months later, your name disappears from Army personnel lists. You have completely vanished into darkness. The unit has gained a new ghost, and that ghost is now preparing to become the one who controls the game. Level 5, the leadership. You are 35 years old. Rank, Master Sergeant E8 or Major 04. You are inside the Tactical Operations Center, TOC, where cold blue light from dozens of satellite screens reflects on a face hardened by years of war. You command drones, special operations teams, and unnamed black budgets. You no longer possess personal freedom, you possess absolute control. Everything runs on calculation, forecasting, and the willingness to sacrifice smaller pieces to maintain the global strategy. Here, responsibility matters more than glory. No one says it out loud, but everyone understands during national security briefings. You are not judged by how many targets you personally eliminated. You are judged by who gets blamed when an operation fails. When the guns fire, the soldier is the hero. When the plan collapses, you are the scapegoat. At the end of a quarter, an incorrect report leads to the death of a special operations team under your command during a mountain raid. Washington demands a name to take the fall for diplomatic failure. You stare at the casualty list. You have 10 seconds to decide. Sign the report blaming your loyal deputy to save the operation, or take the blame yourself and lose your career and power. You realize true power is not giving orders. It is choosing who must be sacrificed. From that day forward, you stop calling your subordinates by name. You see them only as pieces on a dry accounting ledger. A colonel enters the room and throws a thick stack of files onto the table. His eyes are sharp as knives. The commander's office door has opened, waiting for the final successor to step into the darkness. Level 6, the commander. You are now 48 years old. Rank, Colonel 06. You are inside the Pentagon, in a windowless room where the sound of the outside world is completely erased by thick soundproof walls. Neutral white light makes everything sterile and cold. You have a direct hotline to the president, veto authority over global operations, and archives of secrets capable of collapsing governments if leaked. You have no peace. Everything runs on balance of power, strategic lies, and the absolute silence of men who are never allowed to exist on paper. Here, the survival of the unit matters more than the truth. No one says it during public hearings, but everyone understands. You are not judged by battlefield courage. You are judged by your ability to keep Delta Force invisible under congressional and media scrutiny. You are the wall separating necessary brutality from society's hypocrisy. 11 p.m., a political crisis erupts in a close allied country. You discover a group of operators has been captured, and the government is prepared to deny their existence to protect a secret oil deal. You have 5 seconds to decide. Stay silent to protect the unit's budget and strategic position, or launch an unauthorized rescue operation that could place your entire career and the future of Delta Force under the sights of the most powerful enemies. You realize a cold truth. At this height, you are no longer a hero. You are the guardian of humanity's ugliest secrets. You stop believing in the glorious ideals you chased at 18. You believe only in the survival of the machine you spent your life building and protecting. Your name disappears from all public records. A younger replacement steps into your office, carrying the passion you lost long ago. The circle closes. Your name is gone from payrolls, gone from military history, but the system keeps running. You have become part of the eternal darkness.